Angry MGTOW here. And first off, let me just say I am not closing the MGTOW channel. I am not closing the Angry MGTOW down. So, I want to make it clear. I love YouTube. I love what I do. I get so much feedback from you guys telling me how important the work I'm doing is. And to be very honest with you guys, I spend pretty much almost all of my time making MGTOW videos for you. I am an accomplished web developer, and in the last 2 months, I have not been developing anything. I have just been making MGTOW content for you guys daily, literally focused on just making MGTOW content. And I was able to do that because of help from from Steve. There was a guy, Steve Rogers. I forget his full name. He's one of the mods, and he made a huge. He donated something like $1,000 back in December, and that actually I was actually able to cover my rent for December and January with that money. And since then, I've just been making MGTOW content for you, just going straight. Like, I've been putting out over 90 videos a month, and doing that it's definitely grown the channel. It's also grown the engagement, and I've been just doing this full time. And right now I'm making this into a full-time job, even though I don't make a lot of money doing this. I make a small amount of money off ad revenue, but I've been I love making MGTOW content, and I think that what I'm doing is extremely important. And I don't want to stop making content. I don't want to make less content. I want to keep making content. Like I said, right now I'm putting together a studio because I live in a tiny studio bedroom where, it's extremely small. It's more like a room with a bathroom. It's really, really small. So I'm like literally working on top of myself. I've got like a tiny desk in front of my bed, and then I've got my laptop on the floor, and then another laptop on the bed. I have literally no space. So I'll be moving into a new place, and it's gonna cost me more, but at least I'll have more space to where I can edit. Anyway, the point I'm making is I'm working my hardest to put together as much MGTOW content for you guys to make this, keep putting out live content. As soon as I get live streaming back on, we'll get live podcasts going, but I'm going to keep putting out content for you guys one way or another. With that said, I don't want to depend on YouTube anymore for ad revenue. I don't want to make it the sole source of keeping my channel alive, because I've come to realize you can't survive on ad revenue from YouTube. You simply can't. You can't make it your main source of income. You cannot make it your number one thing. You have to diversify. So what I'm asking you guys to do is, I'm asking you, if you can, to go and check out my Patreon. And I've talked about Patreon before. I have a link to my Patreon on the YouTube homepage. Patreon donate, and then there's also a link to Patreon in the description of this video, and there's also a link to Patreon in the at the end of the video. It'll show you like pop-ups, and you can click on it to go to the Patreon. So again, there's many different ways to get over there. You can donate through Patreon using PayPal, using a credit card, all of those things. You can use PayPal, whatever you want to use with Patreon. Now, some of you are going to say, well, why don't I just use PayPal instead? The benefit of using Patreon is the fact that when you use Patreon, you're actually able to become a regular contributor to my work. So, for example, right now we're looking at my Angry MGTOW homepage on Patreon, and if you look to the very right, it shows you what the rewards are. And basically, you can choose a different amount. So you can donate $5, you can donate $10, you can donate $30, you can donate up to $100 a month. Again, you choose the amount that's right for your budget. I don't do it per video because I put out over 90 videos a month, sometimes up to 200. So even if I was charging only $5 per video, like asking for only $5 a video, I put out over 90 videos a month at the very least. So that would be thousands and thousands of dollars. So I mean, someone giving me $5 for 90 videos, that would be a lot. That would be too much for the average person. So I only ask for a commitment per month, not per video. So you can give as little as $5 a month, $10 a month, $30 a month. The point is that by doing this, it increases the amount of money that I bring in per month. So once I'm pulling in, say, even $400, $500 a month, this can help me to cover the software costs. Because I pay out of pocket for the internet, I pay out of pocket for software, tons for software. I'm paying hundreds of dollars a month in software right now to produce videos, to optimize content. So again, I need your help, and I want to ensure that I can continue to make quality content for you guys. I don't want to slow down. I want this to be what I do full time for you. That's what I'm doing right now. And you guys do send donations. You send donations via PayPal, but PayPal is it's not a way of getting a consistent income. It's not a way of getting consistent earnings, consistent money from you guys. It's it's come and go. It's hit or miss. When you become a Patreon, even if you donate only $5 a month, if I get 100 people donating $5 a month, that's $500 a month. Do you see what I'm saying? So, and I know that I'll consistently get that amount per month or close to it. So that's why Patreon is so important. Right now I have 10 Patreons, and I'm hoping that you guys will sign up and become Patreons, because as we can see, I recently got a copyright strike just for discussing a video, which I appealed. This is my second copyright strike. The first one was removed. This one, I appealed it again. But again, when this happens, you can get kicked out of the YouTube Partner Program. You can have your account suspended. A lot of things can happen. And again, you can begin earning a lot less. So this ensures that I can continue to make content for you guys. I can do this on a full-time basis. And again, if you can't donate, if you are not able to donate, definitely don't. But again, $5 a month for the average person shouldn't kill you. $5 if you can do 10 or 30, whatever your budget works. This helps, and this ensures I can continue to put out content. I do this full time for you guys. So if you're watching these videos every single day, if you're streaming them from work, I mean, remember, I make this channel for you. I listen to your feedback. I make the videos you want to see. I take your feedback very, very seriously. This is your channel. I think of it kind of like a bar. This is your space. You come here, you dictate, you tell me what you want to see, and I put together meaningful content for you guys. And and again, we create an interactive environment where you can talk to me, where you can talk back and forth. The great thing with Patreon is that, again, there are different reward levels. So, for example, there's a lot of exclusives on Patreon. If you donate $5 a month, if you set $5 donation goal, so if you set a $5 donation goal per month, you donate $5 a month, and again, you can use PayPal, a credit card, whatever you want to. You get official Patreon status, which means that you'll get access to my Patreon-only feed. This includes Angry MGTOW wallpapers that I design myself or that I commission, and you also have the possibility of weighing in on my work, as I'll look at the comments on here. Some of these comments might end up in videos. Furthermore, you will also gain tons of other exclusives, such as posts that are exclusively to Patreon, so you'll find out what videos are upcoming, and you can weigh in on the upcoming topics and things that you might want me to discuss in that video. When you become and there's, again, it just keeps on going up. There's a lot of great incentives. There's a ton of great incentives for becoming a Patreon. You also gain access to a video only for Patreons. So yeah, you gain access to a video only for Patreons, which is another great thing. So you'll gain access to videos that are only on my Patreon, exclusive Patreon only videos. And that's something you get just for $5 when you donate $5 a month. $5 a month, you get exclusive Angry MGTOW wallpapers. You get access to exclusive posts that are only on Patreon. You get updates, articles that I write and publish on Patreon. You get videos that are only for Patreon. That's only at the $5 level. At the $10 level, you get access to a monthly Patreon hangout. At the $30 level, you can actually choose the topic of a video. That's at the $30 level. And again, it goes all the way up to $100. So there are incredible rewards for each person. And again, I check Patreon on a regular basis. It also gives you a direct way of messaging me. So for example, if you ever send me a message and it gets buried, and and I don't respond to it, it's not that I don't care, it's just that I get so many messages from you guys on a daily basis. With Patreon is very, very different. Patreon prioritizes messages. So for example, not only do I get a message on Patreon when you send it to me in my header, in my message inbox, but I also get an email from Patreon letting me know, hey, one of your Patreons just sent you a message, and I can go and check it out. So it goes directly to my cell phone. So I immediately get a pop-up. So it doesn't matter if I'm out, if I'm handling business. It doesn't matter if I'm going shopping for groceries. I will get an email on my phone immediately whenever someone sends me a message on Patreon, and I can check it out on my phone right then and there and say, oh, one of my Patreons just said something. So if you ever wanted to just get in touch with me instantly, you will instantly get in touch with me using Patreon, because I get notifications instantly whenever you send me a message via Patreon. So that's one of the great things about Patreon. And this helps to ensure I can continue to make content for you guys around the clock, regularly, every single day. If you're listening to the podcast on this channel, if you're digging my podcast, I know a lot of you, this is your entertainment, then find a way to donate $5, even $5. Even $5 will make a big difference. Even $5 will help to ensure I can continue to make content for you guys every single day. I can continue to make tons of great videos for you guys every single day. Right now, I'm making this video for you. As I'm recording this video, I have another laptop. I have my MacBook. I have my MacBook Air sitting on the ground encoding a video for you guys because of the strike. So I'm actually encoding a video and working on another laptop. So I'm working on 2 videos for you guys right now as we are talking. So, I mean, this is my full-time thing. I'm dedicated to you guys. I love making content for you guys. I love covering topics. I love getting our voices out there. And my goal is to not sell out. My goal is to literally focus on the content, focus on you guys, focus on keeping an environment where you guys will be happy, where you'll thrive. I'm going to be working on something to create maybe a MGTOW chat where you guys can have a regular conversation, after we end the streams or whatever. This way it provides more of a place so that the discussion can continue going on in a live setting. That's just one thing that I've been thinking about, and I'll announce something sooner than later, hopefully within the week. I'm going to begin working on that pronto. But again, that's one of the things that I'm working towards, because again, I take what I do on here seriously. I take your time very seriously. Time is money. But if you want to keep helping to make sure that I can make these videos for you, and I don't have to put up with a lot of the nonsense that's going on YouTube, then definitely consider becoming a Patreon. Please click on the Patreon link. Again, Patreon accepts PayPal, but it means that it will charge you monthly. So if you become a Patreon for $5 a month, then it'll charge you $5 a month. But you'll get access to all the exclusive Patreon things. So again, that's how it works. And I'm not going to switch to per videos. It's only whatever you contribute, it's by per month. So if you sign up for $5 a month, it'll take $5 a month. And that helps to ensure I can continue to put out content for you guys. That helps to ensure I can continue to make the videos you want to see. I can afford the software that helps me to produce these videos, because it's becoming more and more expensive as the channel grows, and as you guys demand more. I'm doing my very best to meet your needs, to meet your wants, and to set a higher standard for you guys, higher standard for myself. So definitely consider checking out Patreon. And again, if you can't afford it, if you're in a really bad financial situation, then definitely don't make a donation. But if you can afford $5 a month, if my content means a lot to you, and you want to make sure that it stays on YouTube and I can continue to expand and expand to even other platforms so that we know that you will always have access to Angry MGTOW content, then please definitely go over to my Patreon and become a Patreon today. Again, even $5 will go far. So for even $5 a month, it will make a difference if you become a Patreon. Not PayPal, Patreon. You can sign up, you can use PayPal, you can make payments to Patreon using PayPal, but it'll just mean that it'll be a recurring thing every month. So definitely use Patreon, please, not PayPal. You can pay through PayPal, but don't make a one-time donation using PayPal. Please sign up and become a Patreon so it ensures I can continue to make content for you guys on a regular basis. And again, it means literally the difference between me being here on YouTube and me not being able to put out content for you guys. And I put out over 90 videos a month. 90, that's my commitment, up to 200 videos a month. So I hope that I've been able to appeal to you guys. I hope that it makes a difference. And again, please check out my Patreon. You can find the link to Patreon in the header of my YouTube homepage right there, or you can also find a link to Patreon in the description of this video. You can even find a link at the end of the video, within the video itself. There'll be like a little circular P that says Patreon. That stands for Patreon. You can't miss it. So definitely go ahead and like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MGTOW or death. And cheers.